So here we are, and I have cut the boards, and you see how they fit neatly inside these boxes. So each one of these has to be covered now, and I'm going to cover this with the material. So I have my papers here. I've cut my covering material, and I'm going to glue this out and cover the boards. Okay, that's one. And we'll do the second one. Press the corners in and roll it over. Press the corners in and roll it over. Okay, and now we're ready to attach them. So what we'll do is we take our lead box and we'll take the tray that goes in. We're going to build it from the top to the bottom. So what I'll do is I'll take the board, glue this out the whole way. Then I'm going to turn it over and center it on the box as much as I can. I'm going to put a weight on it and then put this box on top here to make sure that everything is in alignment. And just sort of make sure that everything, and I'll adjust it so I can move the board around, while I'm doing this. So now I know that support board that locks this in place is in the correct position. So I can lift this up there and press more weight on this to make sure that this stays in place. And we'll let this dry, and while this is drying like that, I will do the second one. So I'll put this one like this. Glue it out. We'll turn it over. And center it on the box like this. And I'll take the bottom box and put that one, well, I'll put a weight on that first. because I want it to stay in there. It's fitting a little snug, as it should. And then fully align this there. And then just adjust the box until everything's in the right position by turning the corners and making sure everything is lined up properly, like that. It's fitting a little too snug. It's brand new, and they will do that. So I'll just rub the edges down here. And make sure everything's in the right place. There we go. And while this is setting, I'll cut a little piece of fabric and put that on the bottom of the box here. So, set the fabric into place. Make a little cut here so I know where to cut. And I'll make a little cut at the top on this side here and trim it down. Now I can glue this one out and put it into place. And we'll rub this down. So now we have our stacking box. I'll let this dry for just a few minutes, and then I'll turn it over and take it apart. Everything should be dry now, so I'm going to lift off the bottom section, remove the weight, lift off the middle section, and we have our top section here. And now we have the stacking box. Like that. There's one more thing to do. I want to line the top part of the lid here. So I'm just going to lay this down like that. And I'm going to cut a piece of fabric to fit. Okay, we'll take this. And here. Like that. Give this a trim. We'll glue this out. And then lay this down in here to finish this off. Okay, now the bottoms of the boxes are going to have padded velvet in it, and I'll just be making those and putting those in a little bit later. But here we have the box, and it all stacks up neatly. To make the velvet floors for the stacking box, I've cut 3 pieces of tag that are just slightly smaller than the floor of the box, like that. And there's enough room there for velvet to turn around the edges. So what I've got also here is twin tack. I have some very thin batting material, like quilt batting, synthetic batting. And I have twin tack. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some borders on one side of the tag board here, so that I can turn the velvet into that. And put that on like that. And I have these short pieces for this side here. Like that. And I'll do that to all 3 of them, but I'll just run this first one all the way through. So I'll take this larger piece of twin tack and put this on the front side. This is the top side here. And this is what's going to hold it on to the batting material, like this. So I'll peel this off. Like that. And put the batting material on here. And then I'll turn this over and cut it even with the tag board. And I'll make 3 of these, so I have a floor for each of the sections of the stacking box. There. So this is ready for the velvet. I've prepared the other 2 panels, and I have my velvet. So what I'm going to do now is lay this out, put a panel on, and I leave about a 1/2 inch for turning around the edges, like this, all the way around. So when I'm going to cut the velvet here, I'm actually going to tear this. So I give it a little cut and tear, and that keeps all of the lint to a minimum. If you cut it, it just lints forever. So that's that piece. I have one here, and I'll make one more. I think it gives us a little more room like this. This is like an end of velvet, so I'm trying to get everything I can out of it here. Okay, so what I do now is I'll just lay the velvet down, and then I'll peel these bits of twin tack off of the back here, the protective papers. There. And put the velvet in place, and I'll pull the corners in first, like this. And put these down into the twin tack. And then I will bring these edges over as neatly as I can so it comes to the edge of the paper. And you can lift up the velvet if you have to, just a little bit to pull the edges so that they're straight. And there we have our little velvet panel here. And that will be the floor of the box. Now to make this stick in, I'll just put in another piece of twin tack. So take this out, and I have cut some twin tack to fit inside this, but I think they're going to have to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to go trim this. And that fits inside now. So peel off one side, stick this down, and this will hold all of the velvet, down as well. And then remove the paper, protecting from that. Bring my box into position. Drop this in, and there we have the velvet bottom in the box. So now I can do that to the others for this side. So I have this side, peeling the velvet off. The twin tack protective papers off. To expose the adhesive, set in the velvet. Pull the corners in first. And then just pull the edges down and around so that it's snug against the edge of the paper. If your velvet has too much fabric like this, you can always just trim it off like that. Cut off these extra folds here. And then we'll take the twin tack, peel off one side, lay it down, press it firmly, And remove that side. Bring the box up. Play it in on one side. And drop it in so it fits. Second side done. Down. Pull the corners in first. And then we'll do the edges. Pull and pull. Okay, these seem to have bunched up a little bit here, so I'll take some excess out. I want to keep this a little flat so there's more room in the box. And there we go. All done. Bottom section, middle section, and the top.